reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
Hi, I'm back again, and it is celebrate.live.me on reggae2reggae.com. Now we're going into one of the most exciting shows I've done to date. And you know I'm good for excitement all the time. Well, today we are going to be doing a double whammy. I am going to be giving you yesterday's live broadcast that I did at the National Heroes Day Honors and Awards ceremony. And you notice how today my R's reggae were a little longer because I was speaking with Mercedes Kirkwood, who is from Cuba but is Jamaica's icon. She got an award yesterday and we have a fabulous time on the show. So we are going to be showing the whole of yesterday's live broadcast. And after that, the double whammy, because after that we're going to do another hour program. And this program is going to be entitled, Who Am I? Not me, you know. You. So, I remember, you know, when I did Mercedes on the show, I mean, I went to this thing. Oh, let me just get my brains together. Anytime I get excited, I just run ahead of myself. I would like to tell you about two events I went to yesterday. After the hero ceremony, everybody usually has luncheons and receptions and all sorts of things. And I went to two. I went to one that was so exciting. It was at the Pegasus, and guess who was there? The Honorable Edward Seaga and the Honorable Omar Davis. They were two of the guest speakers. And guess who brought them together? The one and only Charlie Chaplin. He got an award. And so I went to his event. And I'm telling you, it was just, the togetherness and the camaraderie that was there was just unbelievable. Two great icons of Jamaica out to celebrate with another great icon. And guess what? Another great icon was there, me, and everybody else in the audience were icons. Hugh Roy was there, and Charlie Chaplin been involved in the music business. So, big up Charlie Chaplin. And I had a whole heap of stuff to eat. More on that later. And then I left there and I went to Guy Symes. This was up at Stella Maris. Big up Hyacinth. I was at Guy Symes' event, and at this event we had a whole heap of wonderful food as well. Patsy, is that her name? She catered and mouth-watering. But what am I telling you about these two people? One was somebody who inspired me, and you will see that in the show as we go along. And the other was Guy Symes, another of my icons. I remember when I was doing a program for the reforestation of Haiti. I just called up Guy, and Guy says, "What you need?" I said, "I want to reforest Haiti." Because the worst thing about them, fly over that place, there is nothing growing, it just brown. This is about 2 years before the earthquake. And in 2 days, voila, he sent back to me a program and some guidelines as to where we need to start, what we need to do, etc. Because this was going to be done as a joint product with USAID and Food for the Poor. And he just gave me all this information free. Now, this is a man who is a world consultant on forestry. His whole life he has been doing forestry. How to keep the forests of the world up and running. And especially for Jamaica. I remember, our forest here is not just to look upon and say we have beautiful forests and we have preservation of the land and all like that. Hey, this is forest that you eat. Forest that you sleep in, make lumber. Forest that you use to make fuel to drive a car. Forrest do everything, provides everything. And this man has dedicated his whole life to the research, and not just the research, but the actual implementation of these forest areas. And I'm telling you, big up guy. Look, and when I say his whole life, earlier this year I went to his 70th birthday. So he has been at this thing for about 50 years. So let me tell you something. In this country we have some icons. And these icons are people who are there to contribute to the welfare of themselves, their families, their communities, their calling, their nation, and the whole human race. That's what Jamaican is. So coming up, we're going to have yesterday's show, and then after that I am going to come back to go through with you how you can become the icon who you were created to be. Who am I? Coming right back on CelebrateLife.me on reggae to reggae.com.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae to Reggae.com.
Things have got to change. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
Woo! There we go. Well, today I don't have my license, and I don't have all my other props because we're coming to you on vacation from King's House, where we were here in the National Honors and Awards. Wow! What a inspiring ceremony! We just had a fabulous time at. Well, it's sliding breeze instead of flowing all over the place. But here we have our national flag of Jamaica. Wow! Today we are coming to you from King's House, and today is National Heroes Day, and we have the national honors and awards conferred on some fabulous Jamaicans. And so today I'm going to have on my show 2 of my very good friends who got awards today, and I'm going to talk a little bit with them. But do you know, there were about 25, 30 people that I knew who were giving awards today. And you know, Jamaica is a really fabulous place because all of us are really heroes. We'll talk a little more about that later on. But let me pick up a glass so that I can see a little better and see if we can get on with the plan for our show today. First of all, let me get a little bit about the event. Today, we had honors conferred on persons who got the Order of National Hero. No national heroes today, but that's the highest honor. Order of National Hero. And then we have Order of the Nation. Wow. And then we have the Order of Excellence. And then the Order of Merit. After that, we have the Order of Jamaica. And then the Order of Distinction. And moving right along, a lot of meritorious service honor for those in the military and those who have given yeoman service Today, as we come to you from the lush King's House, where the kings and queens met today for our National Honor Parade, we just had a really good time. And you know, one of the things that really excited me today was the fact that we gave honor to our Creator during service. We had this fabulous young man who sang this song about the empowering ability of our Creator, who gave us the ability to be able to do what all of us have done and what so many of our honorees have accomplished. So the first thing we have to do is give honor to our Creator, who is the one who empowered us so that we can do what we have to do. So I want to base every year on the fact that every single one of us has a destiny. Remember, you know, we were created for a purpose and we have a destiny. And that destiny is there so that we can go through the plan. Remember, it says, I have a plan to prosper you, a plan to give you a hope and a future. And so you need to understand that if you don't have your plan, Jeremiah 29:11, then you will never come to the end of what you have to do. So remember, He did not created you with a purpose. He had a plan. And that plan was to hurt you at the hand. It was to bring you to an expected end. But what was the expected end? The expected end starts from your born. And it's first to give you a hope and a future. And then, what is the hope and the future? It is to bring you to success and prosperity. You have a key. You know where the key is? It is in Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. Yes, and that's it. You know how you get to that end? I just, you see the book? I don't have the original book. But you see my book? This is the book that I take the things out of that book and write it down. Because you have to write the vision. You have to write down, record all your dreams and your visions from you were born, and you can remember, record them. And when you record them, you know what's going to happen? You will be able to read it over and over and over, and eventually you will get to the expected end. That's how it works. So I put all those things down and record. So the book, we just have to keep talking about what is in the book. We can't do anything else. We have to keep talking about what is in the book all the time, because that is going to give us direction. So this book of the book, no, it's not the part of your mouth, but you're going to meditate in it day and night. What does that mean? It means you're going to mumble it, you're going to speak it, you're going to read it, you're going to listen to it, until it just fills up the whole thing. And there's nothing, no space for anything else. That's how you can celebrate life every day. So, to celebrate life, don't me on reggae.com. And remember, the only way you can celebrate your life every day is to make sure you have that book. Because you have to use every word in the book to help you. So make sure you just constantly talk to it. Then, after you're done, meditate on it day and night. You have to observe it. What do you think that means? That means that you have to analyze it, go into it, see how it applies to you, and then you observe it so that you can do it. If you don't put action into it, there is absolutely no way you are going to be able to reap the benefits of using these words. You hear people talk about name it and claim it. That's a foolishness. Because if you name it, you can't claim it until you do it. So you have to put it into practice. So observe to do. And what are you going to observe to do? All that is written therein. Remember to show yourself when we talk about all, you can't be successful unless you give all. Because if you give 99.9% in exchange for what you're getting, guess what? You have left a little door open, and the enemy will come to kill, steal, and destroy. When you come in through the door, and guess what? Mash up the whole dolly house. Remember that man who locked him house, him have security and everything. Big ring right around him house, in the ceiling and everywhere. And guess what? He leave open the bathroom window with no grill. What do you think happened? The thief come in and him kill, him steal, and him destroy everything in the house. That's why you have to give all. Because if you don't give all, you won't get all. And the exchange is one of them exchanges that is not level. It's not level at all. Because you give all of your little bit. And what do you get? All of God's total best. Can you compare that? Your all is like a drop in the bucket, like 100-gallon bucket. You put in 1 drop and you get back 100 gallons. What sort of comparison is it? So that's why we need to do all and give up. But I don't finish with the verse yet, you know. Observe to do all. That is very. Then you will make your way prosperous. And then you will have good success. So what sort of exchange is that? Why do people give 80%, 90%, or even 2%? I don't understand, because when I get home, I get some resources that are just impossible, and that is why I can celebrate life every day of my life. Celebrate life every day and every moment of life when you keep going. So I am here to tell you that this is the only way to go. Mr. Producer, are we going on break or not? Okay, wonderful. Every 15 minutes, I will take a break because guess what? This thing is so hot. I'm about to break and just cool off. You know? So, please bear in mind that the only exchange that we can have is all. So here we are coming to you from the National Hero Stage Parade, and we're coming to you live so that you can join in this series and be a part of our awards. Okay, I am here to tell you that you need to always remember that verse, because that verse is what gives us the ability to do everything that we were made to do in Jeremiah 29:11. You know, it's not time to take a break yet, but I need to go for a break. So, Mr. Producer, please, let us take a break.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. Listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and
Cyril Chung on Reggae2Reggae.com. Dr. Cyril Chung on Reggae2Reggae.com.
Wonderful. Here I am. Oh my goodness, this is one of my icons. Remember, this show is called the Jam Icon Show today because every Jamaican is an icon. And I have here one of my personal icons. I can remember when I was a little girl, right? I went to the Wall Theatre. I don't know how old I was, maybe 10 or 8 or something. And I saw this lady on stage. She was the first black lady I ever see sing opera. And she was on stage. And I remember she had that beauty spot right under her eyebrow. And I said, my goodness, watch this American lady. I didn't know she was a Jamaican. I said, watch this American lady. She just have all the presence, all the self-confidence. And when she started singing that song,
Oh, yes,
I said, her laughing song, listen to me.
that's how you're ready to sing it now.
That's right. Yes. Every time I visit her, we would sing the song together because she has been inspiring me from I was 10 or 8. How old are you now?
Oh, I don't want to tell you.
You don't want to tell me?
That
You're
I'm
on national television. She is almost 95. And I am almost 65. Oh, she said 195. She's a joker. Listen to me. I get so many jokes whenever I go to visit her. But this is one of my icons. When I saw her, I said, let me tell you something. It don't matter whether you're black, you're white, you're pink, or you're blue. I am going to do what she did because she showed me that it doesn't matter when you set your mind as a Jamaican, which I later found out she was, you can do anything. Why? Because we were made to excel. And I want you to know that you were made with a purpose to excel. And you just have to patch into the 3 rules that we spoke of yesterday. 1, God's love gives all the time. 2, God's word works. All you have to do is use God's word and it will work every time. And finally, God's plan succeeds every single time. And she is also
Yes, I know.
author.
She's pretty tough.
Yes, she's also the author of a book of poems. And I'm here to tell you, wow, I am so happy to have you. I didn't even give you her name, Miss Mercedes Kirkwood. And along with her is her daughter, Mrs. Maria Azan, who has been her caregiver for the past few years. And Maria, I just want to thank you for taking care of this Jamaican icon. Because I am telling you, she's got plenty of trouble, men.
Yes,
But guess
we have
what?
to work with it.
You have to work with it because she has inspired millions
Right.
to rise to be their best. And I know that she gave up a lot.
Absolutely.
She gave up a lot just to rise and to be who God had made her to be. You were born in Cuba, right? Right.
Bueno, no, Central La Francia, Los Palacios, en la provincia de Pinar del Río.
Wonderful. And she is Cuban, right? And do you know that she married a wonderful Jamaican man? And let me tell you something. Remember I was talking about destiny? Destiny, God bring people from all over Scotland, England, China, Africa, and he brings them together, puts them together for purpose. And that was her purpose. Carry her great-grandfather, grandfather from Scotland, and then one from China, and then one from Cuba, and all over the place, and just put them together, all become mixed up DNA. And what do we get? Voila! Mercedes Kirkwood. And she has sung all over the world in the biggest opera houses. What was that thing where she sang Ave Maria?
It was the commemorative service for John F. Kennedy at the Holy Trinity Cathedral.
Right? So let me tell you something. This Jamaican icon, right? She's been there, done that. And although she says she's going close to 195, right? But I know that that's not true. Because guess what? God has only given us 120 years. So I should only reach 120 years. You know, I'm going to be 120. I don't tell you a long time. Say, me not leave here unless it's in the rapture before 120. So I am a person that I give all, and so I want all, right? And that's a promise. I have a promise. So now, tell me some of the highlights. Apart from saying that it's John F. Kennedy inaugural service, she did the Ave Maria. It is on tape. It is at JIS. It is all over the place on her records. The most beautiful rendition of Ave Maria I have ever heard. You know why? Because she knows how to use passion. You see like how I passionate? You shall learn it from. Listen to me. Everything she does is just passion. You know, sometimes when I go to visit her, both of us sit down and we have our conversation. It have nothing to do with reality. What we see and all the things that are happening around you. Also, we create our own reality. Both of us sit down and we sing together and we talk about all these fabulous things that are happening. Oh my goodness! Oh, isn't it wonderful? Oh, wonderful. Great, darling. She says it's wonderful and it's great. She don't call her R without rolling her R's. And so this is why I have a fabulous time with John Victor. I'm so glad to have you on the show. I really love you. No, we're not done yet. So come on, get some more highlights now.
Well, you know, you spoke about sacrifice, and many parents sacrifice for their children. But I would say many children sacrifice for her, because in her quest to pursue her career, she spent a lot of time away from us. Not that we were not cared for, we were very well cared for, but a lot of her years were spent pursuing her career overseas. Because she left and she spent 25 years in London and another 15 years in the United States. So she was away for 40 odd years, but then she had done a whole lot in the beginning here from 1962 until whenever she went away. But she was Jamaica's first operatic singer. She did pantomimes such as Queen's Daughter and Pirates of Penzance, and a lot of operas here and there and recitals. And even when she was away, she still came back to Jamaica and performed with people like Jimmy Tucker, David Reed, Cecil Cooper, just to name a few. And I was very surprised today to see the amount of people that remembered her and was not aware that she had never been honored or she had never received her award on Tuesday. So I thank God for preserving her, and it's well deserved, and she will not be forgotten in the music industry in Jamaica.
Definitely not. And as you mentioned, listen to me. Her daughter Maria had was it the 90th, an 80th, and a 90th.
And the second.
92nd. Who in the Jamaica music business was there, right, to sing with her and for her. And when you have persons who can inspire such passion in us, because remember, it's not about ability now, it's about passion. It has nothing to do with your ability, as I've been telling you. It is whatever you are passionate about. If you can just pursue that thing, God will step in with his supernatural contribution. And then there are no heights that you cannot get to. There is nothing you cannot do. And so I honor you today, Ms. Mercedes Kirkwood. And she was married, but it's because she gets so famous with her maiden name that we still use it. So she's actually Mrs. Williams. Yeah, Williams. But more important than that, remember, your purpose overrides everything else. Your purpose. And her purpose was to be an icon from Jamaica, to inspire Jamaicans, and to reach to the heights, because she was at the heights. This is long before Willard White and all the other Jamaican opera singers. She was the first. And when I say she wasn't the first, I just go up 2 rungs of the ladder. She was on the top of the ladder. And I'm here to say thank you. Thank you. Because your memory will never die. And millions will be inspired by us. Thank you, Maria, for helping her to be alive still until this time.
And I just want to, introduce my brother. He's in the audience, but he came down from West Palm, and his wife, Annie, that are here with her, and our caregiver, Beverly, is here with us today.
Hi, guys. Thank you, because I'm telling you, it is a community effort. Everything we do in life, you can't do nothing by yourself, You have to have your family, you have to have your community, you have to have everybody coming together. And this is why we have reggae2reggae.com, because this your station is here to bring you the best. and to show you how you can celebrate life every moment of every day. So we're going to another break. We want over oops, 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 commander of the Order of Distinction. Boy, can you believe it? And I'm going to tell you some more when I come back about the other person who I have on the show. But as we go, Ms. Mercedes Kirkwood, commander of the Order of Distinction. Let's all applaud her as we applaud ourselves because we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Ooh, on Celebrate Life.me. Come on. Get online and put it in reggae2reggae.com. And when you get online, every single day from 12 noon until 1 o'clock, you're going to see me, Dr. Sherry, who is going to bring you on to celebrate your life every moment so that we can fulfill the plan. Remember, God's love gives everything. That's our Creator. It's two. God's word works. It is a thing that we use so that we are able. Oops, oops, oops. Yes, you have a scratch right here. But come on, give us. Look here, when it itch, you must scratch it, you know. That is why it's itch, so you can't scratch it. Anything itch on you must scratch it. Because that is our reason for our itch. Right. So that is God's word. We tell you that God's word works. And then the last one is God's plan succeeds.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 R's of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com.
will now sing Maria.
on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
Hi, we are back with you, and wasn't it wonderful to just hear the strains of Ave Maria sung by Miss Mercedes Kirkwood, who was just my guest. And you know, I was just looking at one of her books, and this is Poems from the Holy Spirit. Wow. Serene Moments by Mercedes Kirkwood. And I just want to read, I must you can read one of her poems. And we were listening to the strains of Ave Maria by Miss Mercedes Kirkwood. And just to remind you that we're coming to you from National Heroes Day celebrations at King's House. So if you hear some knocking in the background, they are pulling down the set, and we are trying to shoot this on-site program for you. So here we have a book of poems from the Holy Spirit, Serene Moments by Mercedes Kirkwood. And I just want to just maybe one part of this poem. It says, Potter and the clay. Lord, nothing shall come between you and me. The thoughts that I hold are related to thee. Lord, how long you've waited to hear my voice, singing praises in gratitude. Be glad, rejoice, to sing hallelujah, glory to your name, and all that it holds, that my heart can acclaim. In all things I say, and all things I do, I surely can feel the presence of you. That is what she felt as she sang all those years. And that is what we can feel when you engage all of those persons who embrace the gifts of God and do them with His power. So that was my icon from the jam icon from the National Heroes Day Parade and Honors and Merits. So I want you now to go on to another section of our program where we have a thing for Jamaicans, because guess what? I have to give some background here. Background in what Jamaica is all about. We are starting a competition for Jamaicans who are jam icons or jam icons who live in Jamaica. I bet you never heard that pronunciation yet. Well, I am a jam icon, which means I am an icon from Jamaica. And so are you. How do I know that? Because God says, me don't make no rubbish. Everything I make is morphs to pieces. The older you get, the more valuable you get. And so, we need to understand that we have been made special. Right? We have a DNA next to none. Because guess whose DNA we have? The Creator's DNA all poured into us so that we become a living soul with the same spirit that God put into Jesus Christ. We have the same spirit, you know. If you're Jamaican, and you have to understand that if you don't accept the gift that you get, open it and use it. You can't none of it. Sorry. Yesterday I was telling you about those people. You know what they do? They get a gift, and they take the gift, and sometimes they unwrap it, and then they put it up on a mantelpiece for sure. Gifts are not for sure. Gifts are for use. And until you use them, you will never get the benefit of them. You can get a kettle, and you take the kettle and put it on top of a shelf, and put it on the fire. You don't boil no water in it. how are you going to get the benefit of the kettle? Same as with the gifts that my creator give me. Every one of them I use. That's why I did so much things. I feel like half of them, but guess what? I succeed at the other half, which is better than you who don't use your ears. Alright. So moving right along. When you get a gift, you got to use it. And we are all jam icons. And where do we live? In Jamaica. Guess what? In 1492, you know what happened? Queen Isabella of Spain exported, or what you call them when you send them back from foreign, deported all the Jews. And then Christopher Columbus, he came to Jamaica. He came sailing all around the world to find a Mecca for the Jews so that they could go and hide out there. Why do you think we have so much Jews in Jamaica? We did populate with pure Jews because it was the hideout place for the Jews to come to, like a Mecca. You know, when people go to Mecca to go bow down and say them do, sometimes them do what they're aliyah, when them go back to Israel or they go back to, this is the Mecca for not just ethnic Jews, but for spiritual Jews and everybody who can identify. Jamaica. And who live in there? Jamaicans. Pure icons. So you wonder why we just excel in everything? Because that is our destiny. To excel in every area of life. And don't think it's just music and sports. Guess what I used to do as a study? Anytime I see anything big happening in the world, I would have studied and dig until I find the Jamaican behind it. And guess what? Every time there's a Jamaican behind it. It no matter who get Nobel Peace Prize, the person behind or third behind is a Jamaican. They don't get no accolades, but guess what? That's where the power is. So you need to understand your destiny as a true maker or a jam icon. Then that is our destiny, to excel, to be the place in the end times that the whole world is going to look to for salvation. Believe it or not. That is why we start to develop what we call our faith-based tourism. If you know how much different health organizations and organizations that helping people to come back into spiritual, physical, and psychological health are based here in Jamaica. Think more about that as a bus it on reggae.com in a little while. Sometime next year we tell you about that plan to make Jamaica jam icon, the number one place in the world to live, to work, and to visit. That is the mandate of Earl and Cheryl Chung Health Ministries. A mandate released 15 years ago to make Jamaica the number one place in the world to live, to work, and to visit. And how is this going to happen? Through the development of our natural resources. What is our number one natural resource? Our people. Jamaica. Number one natural resource. After that, it is our environment. To make our environment the place where you come from. Ecotourism, health tourism, every kind of tourism. And then what is the third thing? Faith-based tourism. This is where you need to come to regain your faith, to get a taste of what it is, to just exceed all the expectations. But guess what? You can't do that unless you patch into the Creator's plan. Because why you think we are the worst at everything and the best at the worst? Because we are misusing the gifts that have been given to us by our Creator. That is why we have made the, what you call it, nation measurement. You go on that website where they measure nations. We are in the top 50 of the 200 nations on earth for everything, good and bad. this little teeny dot in the ocean. But our destiny is to show forth the glory of our Creator, to be masterpieces in every area. And it doesn't matter whether it is sports or music or science or industry or computer or, and of course you've seen it every now and then, you see it in the newspapers where we top this and top that and top that in the world. This little speck, is it possible? Only with the help of our Creator. So stop groveling around and groveling and like all this trying to do this and scraping when you can soar on wings as eagles. You can run, you can walk, not be weary, not get faint. Let me tell you something. Anytime I have a little problem and it start getting me down, I say, hop on top of the eagle, and I just sit down on top of the eagle, this little chick. And the eagle was takes off, and soars and carries me above all my capabilities, because I can do all things through my Creator who empowers me. And guess what? You know, still silent for me, you know. This is the Spirit He breathed into me. He breathed into me His Spirit, and I became a living soul. And as a living soul, with the Spirit of God, what else can I do but soar and flap my wings and rise above every circumstance? So be anxious for nothing, but in everything you need to come to your Creator and say, what have you created? What direction do you want me to take? Where are the resources that I need to do this? And then you just rest. It's called shalom. Everything in perfect upright order. Nothing missing and nothing broken. Isn't it wonderful to live like that? You can live like that. But it is a decision you have to take to give your all for this all. And once you make that decision, then like I know that it is up and out. And we will have prosperity and success every step of the way. But guess what? While you go along, you know, so it's not a smooth ride. You have to go up the mountain, down the valley, round the curve, through the waters. And sometimes you get a little fire come near. But guess what? When I go through the waters, them can't swim over me. My head is always above the waters. When the fire come near, the heat come near. Guess what? Longer, it can't scotch me. Why? Because it doesn't matter what kind of stress comes. Everybody has stress in it. Whether you're good or you're bad, you have stress same way. But when you are in cahoots with the Creator, then I'm here to tell you, no stress come to you. Come on. Nothing different from everybody else. But I am here to tell you, my Creator is faithful. He will not allow me to be stressed. More than I get the ability to cope with it. But along with the stress, you get all those resources to bolster you up, man, so that you are able to bear it. Oh, you go around it, you go above it, you go under it, you go through it. But you come out smelling like a rose, not even the smell of smoke on you. How would you like to live like that? Celebrating life every moment, every day. So, what I want to do is introduce to you, amidst all this long shakara, long, I'd like to introduce to you our competition called Jamaicans. And this is what I would like community. I want you to search around your community, in your family. I don't want you to go to high-ups people, you know. I want your grassroots friend and the people who you're most around in your community. I want you to find somebody who has inspired you, somebody who exemplifies the characteristics of both motto, anthem, and pledge. And guess what? Take a break, and when you come back, I give you all the details that go along with this competition. See you now.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on Reggae2Reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On Reggae2Reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
So Cheryl Chung on Reggae2Reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on Reggae2Reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl.
Wow, wasn't that a wonderful program from the National Heroes Day Parade, Awards and Merits. it was so exciting and inspiring, especially talking with Mercedes Kirkwood, who is one of my own personal icons. And so we're back on our Tuesday show on CelebrateLife.me on reggae.com. Now I learned a little more to roll my R's when Mercedes was on the show because she's from Cuba and naturalized Jamaican, married to a Jamaican, having beautiful children who I just happen to have as my friends. And you know, I told you also about Guy, but we weren't able to get Guy on the program. But I told you in my introduction all the things that he had done. Now today we are going to relate to all of this by asking the question, who am I? Who was I created to be? And as we go into that whole thing during this week, we're going to be doing that every day of this week, exploring who we are from the 4 rules of Celebrate Life, how we can celebrate who we are for the whole week. And by the time we get to the end of the week, our objective is that every single person who listens to, watches, or is in any way influenced by this show, I'm asking everyone watching to get at least 10 people to watch tomorrow's show so that they can benefit from this. Get it into your lunchroom, get it into your factory lunchroom, get it into your school lunchroom. I don't want to disturb any classes, so get it into your lunchroom so that as you feed your body, which you need to do every day, you will also feed your soul and your spirit and become this wonderful creation who you were made to be by our Creator. And it's all in the book. So, today we're looking at who am I. And every day I'm going to be dressing to express another aspect of who I am. Because every one of us were made with all sorts of different things. But you remember what we're talking about? When we looked at engaging in becoming who we are, the first thing we spoke about, especially during our spiritual emphasis week, where we looked at achieving spiritual health, we spoke about the fact that you have to spend the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 200 minutes with your Creator to get direction. And today I want to share with you, thank you, Rupert. He sends me all these wonderful inspirational devotionals, plus. And today I want to share this one that I read this morning. And I will share it as soon as I get into the place where I know what I'm supposed to do. All right, I must press this. Good, wonderful. And then once I press that, then I get into it. Okay, now, wonderful. Oops, download failed. So let's do what I got. Let's see if I can remember what I got. All right, this is about choosing goodness. And I forgot to get connected to the internet in this location, so I can't see. But it is your choice. Every day you have a choice. Either choose what the thief has to offer or choose what the Creator has to offer. Remember, there's a difference. You see the difference between thief and Creator? A thief takes away. A Creator brings into being. And so we need to decide what you want to do. Line up with somebody who will take away everything, or you want to line up with somebody who just loads it up, pours it up, rub you down with it. Choice is clear. So, choosing goodness. is your decision that you have to make. I'm choosing badness because the thief, boy, they will come in and just thief him, kill him, destroy. And the first thing he does is kills your passion. He steals your health, your wealth, your peace, your love, and your joy. So anytime you see those things going away from you, your relationships going bad, you see where your wealth is going down, it's shriveling up, and your health is just deteriorating. You don't have any peace of mind. You don't have any joy of life. Know that the thief has come in. And all you have to do once you get there is recognize that once you access those provisions and resources that have been made for you, you're gone clear. So I'm here to tell you, please make your decision. And anytime you decide not to make a decision or a choice, you have already made a choice to remain where you are. So you see why I use that theme every week? Change has got to happen for you to get into the place where you realize your destiny, what you were made for. You gotta change. You can't do the same things today that you did yesterday and expect to get a different result. It can't happen. Only a mad person does that. And while I advocate that you need to create your own reality, I do not advocate that you become mad. Right? So remember, if you want to get what you need, then you've got to change how you have been doing what you have been doing. Okay? And so it's so important to make those choices. And we all know what choices are, because every single time we are faced with an occasion to make a decision, which is every moment of the day, a decision to do it differently or to do it the same way. And we have made a decision, even if we think we have not. So, you have got to make a decision based on that spirit that is in you. And remember, we told you where he resonates? In your gut and in your mind. Every time you think, my mind did tell me not to do that. Or every time you think, I had a gut feeling that I should not do that. No, that is his spirit. And why does he resonate from those places? Because his book says, out of the mind comes the issues of life. This is where it starts. This is where it comes from. It's not where it starts, but it's where it comes from. And so we need to always pull up, stop. Anytime you have a little idea that there's something not right, you have a little intuition that something is not the way that makes you comfortable and relaxed, then you've got to stop, check with that spirit, and follow the leading. Where it really starts is in the creative area, the area of the loins, which is where we have new life coming from, where the reproductive organs are protected, so that we don't reproduce no monster. And that is why we have to always go with our gut feeling, because that is what gives us direction of what we are about to birth, what we are about to create. Is it going to be a monster, or is it going to be something that is going to enlighten and energize and help the whole human race? And that is how every single one of us were built. And you need to get in touch with what you were created to be. So, who am I? This is a part of who I am. Probably my most comfortable self is where I am now. Right? Where I can flex my muscles. Where I have everything hanging out. Where I have on my feathers. So I can fly like an eagle. Where I have tear in my pants. It don't make no difference. What difference does it make? Right? This is just clothing. But my clothing needs to be attractive to me and comfortable, and I need to just sort of feel like I just look. I'm not a fox. I am not a cougar. I am a race horse. And this is for some of my friends who call me those two other animals. I don't appreciate it. Right? I am not a fox. I am not a cougar. I am a racehorse. And as I mentioned, I might be put out to pasture because of my age, but guess what? I am getting back into the race. And so I invite you, all of you who think you've been put out to pasture, to come with me and get back into the race. Because I have been given, and you have been given, 120 years. And anyhow you drop out before that, it's your choice. It's your choice. Because you can patch into all the resources that we have as human beings that have been given to us because of our spirit. And we know that we can run that race in great health with all the provisions that we need for it. All those loving, supportive relationships to keep us going. All the peace that is absolutely essential to carry out your purpose. And all the joy that allows you to celebrate life every moment of every day with me. Moi, Cheryl Chong. And one of these days I will let you understand exactly how I come to be celebrating every moment of every life, because there's plenty things I go through. And one of my many books that are in process will give you some insights into different time zones in my life and different experiences in my life and different relationships in my life and different environments that I have domiciled in. Well, all of that is for the future. But guess what? I encourage you to start writing your own book, because everybody has a story to tell, and a story that is worth telling, because we have all been made as individuals who have been made for purpose and eternity in order to bring into being our Creator's original intention to bless the whole human race with your birth, with your life, and with everything that you have experienced. So get with the program. You can't sit down there and start watch me and watch them and watch all the heroes, because you are a hero. You are a special hero because you're a Jamaican hero. And I'm telling you something, nobody can tell me, say this country's destiny is not to be the #1 example in the world of everything. How else? How else have we gotten this sort of notoriety, which is probably where we started from, to get to the place of being the most noted country in the world? So join with me today and for the whole of this week as we discover we remember we have been endued with the spirit of our Creator as He breathed into us and we became a living soul. In 15 minutes into our program, and it's time to take the first break, and we'll be right back so we can go through the steps of getting to bloom and grow and become who I was created to be. Be back in a moment.
Reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever
Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on
2 hours of music together until we created
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited. You're on. Well, I just drained the last drop of my green shake, which is my 12 o'clock drink. Remember, 8 o'clock, I have my high fiber cereal. 10 o'clock, I have carrot juice, 8 ounces. 12 o'clock, I have my power shake with moringa in there, moringa powder, moringa leaf, moringa seed, and banana, and coconut milk, and pawpaw. All of these are pre-frozen, and cane juice, and sometimes I put flaxseed in there. Whoa, when I drink that, I was getting injection, right? And then at 2 o'clock, I have my second carrot juice, 8 ounces, and at 4 o'clock, I have my green salad, right? Sometimes I do a power salad with every color in there. And then at 6 o'clock, I have a green salad followed by a small cooked portion. That is my perfect meal. And when we talk about perfect meal, yesterday I went to these 2 events, I mentioned them. A lunch for Charlie Chaplin, another one for Guy Science. And I'm here to tell you, I was so hungry and I never bring enough food with me. I travel with my food everywhere I go. And so I said, well, let me take a little bit of this stuff. Honey, anytime you're taking these things, that are outside of your regular regimen. I'm not telling you you must eat this or not to eat that. But I know my regimen, and it does not include nothing flesh. Well, I had some chicken and some fish at both occasions. They taste delicious. But when I got home, I was not nice to Renee. I'm telling you, because anytime you find out that the things that come out of you don't smell so nice, it's because the things that go in was not according to your proper way of eating. You notice I'm choosing my words nicely, right? But the issue is this: I could not go anywhere yesterday evening that company was, because the emissions from my body did not smell the way I wanted them to smell, which is nothing. You know, say anytime feces smell bad or your urine smell high, it's because of toxins, excess toxins in your system. And when your sweat smell bad, same thing. When you eat the way I eat, you don't have no body odor. I don't have any odor from the other areas either. Because toxins in, toxins out. No toxins in, no toxins out. There is none to come out. So anytime you find that your sweat starts to smell high and your urine smell at all, and the flatulence that you're experiencing is not friendly, then it is time to detox. So go back and watch our show 3 weeks ago, where we went through all the different ways of detoxing the liquid waste, the solid waste, the gaseous waste, and the mucus waste. And then you're gone clear. So within 24 hours, I'll be gone clear again. But in the meantime, I'm glad I'm in studio and you're out there. Anyway, you see that I have assumed the posture of my angel up here. Trying to be as close to this angel as possible. You see, she sit down on one of her foot, and the other one hang down, and then she have the book. So, let me do the rest of the show this way then. Right. And of course, she have our Jamaican flag up here. So. And everything that I tell you here is for every Jamaican. And we need to know that everything comes out of the instruction manual that we have here, and that way with us gone clear. Isn't it wonderful to have the answers to everything before you ask the questions? Wonderful. Really nice. I just love it. All right. So today, remember, we are, for the whole week we're doing Who Am I? And today, being the first day after yesterday, we're doing Know Where You're Going. The 4 rules of Celebrate Life are: 1. Know where you're going. 2. Know your driver. 3. Pay as you enter. And 4. Enjoy the ride. So today we're doing Know Where You're Going. And one of the things that are important for this is that you have to have your rules, your regulations, your foundation, your destination very clearly set out. Meaning that you've got to know what are your goals and your objectives. Why do you need to know who you are? Because if you don't know who you are, how can you become who you are created to be? Because you know, our life is a journey. It's a journey getting from conception of a person to carry out conception of an idea, and both of you need to move together until you get to the end of having brought that idea to pass, to fruition, right? And both things develop as you go along. But remember, children are a blessing from the Lord. And those that survive, I'm talking the survivors are the ones who ball coming out of the mother's womb. You understand? Those are the survivors. Because once they have spent 1, 2, 10, 50, 120 years on this earth, they have been here for purpose. So once you were not stillborn, or you didn't die immediately after you were born, you were a survivor. And even those who die after they were born, you know that they have fulfilled their purpose. Because their purpose is to have those who are around them impacted in one way or the other. And very often, not very often, all the time, there's impact on those parents who have had stillborn children that have changed the rest of their lives. Everyone who has had an abortion or a stillborn child has had their lives changed by that activity because the child was alive from they were conceived. Right? So every person has a purpose to impact and change the whole of humanity, in essence. So you who are in certain diverse situations as we speak, I don't care where you are, in a hospital, in prison, in the sanitarium or sanatorium, or if you're in the madhouse, if you are in circumstances that are less than perfect, you are in a home for persons who are challenged mentally, physically, financially, those who are in the poorhouse, those who don't think much of their physical beings in that they are too fat, too slim, suffering from cancer. I don't care what state you are in. This is a part of your purpose. And you need to have a positive, you need to think of this as a positive experience, because every experience that you are allowed to go through has positive or negative impacts on you. And you can decide to have a positive impact on yourself through everything that you go through. Because that's the only way you can use that experience to have a positive impact and to propel you towards your dream. Oops, well, guess what? A week ago, this year, knee slipped out on me. Ah! And right now, it's not having a positive impact on me. So let me change the position so that, whoo! I tell you something. Anytime you see things just lick you down in the same place, you know my thing is to be a liturgical dancer. I dance all over the world. Every attack come against my feet and the legs. Hey, last year August, had an accident, break all the bones across the instep. Up to now they was set back. Or them set back wrong and them keep move around every minute. Last week the knee slip out. So now, the other day I was going to dance at the event and so I step on the left foot, the knee hurt me. So I step on the right foot, the arch hurt me. I said, Lord have mercy, what is this? But guess what? When you have a destiny, it does not matter what comes against you. You just push through because you know that you have all the resources to deal with it. No stress not come to you. But everybody have their stress. Come on to man. Your creator in this book tells me he is faithful, will not allow you to be stressed more than you are able, but will with some of the stress, with every stress, make a way up, a way through, a way around, a way, make a way that you may be able to deal with it and come out smelling like a rose. That's why you have to know what is in this book. Because if you don't know, how are you going to use it when you have problems? Remember I tell you about the index round the back? You go to look into the index, find out what you need, go in there, find it in there, read it and just take it in, meditate on it, day and night, mumble it, say to yourself, we'll go to a break, right? So we're going to a break right now, and when we come back, we'll go through more of the steps that all of us need to take to realize, actualize who am I.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. Reggae2reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio.
Wonderful. So we are back on, and now we are going to go into the nuts and bolts of how you can become who you were created to be on Celebrate Life.me on reggae2reggae.com. There is no other station on earth that you're going to get this sort of information on. You'd have to go pay me $30,000, which is what it costs to come and see me for a overall health audit. Takes 4 hours, and that's what it costs. But you can get this every day, just tuning on Reggae to Reggae. Alright? So, let's move ahead. Right, this is more comfortable. And so, what we're going to do now is look at who am I as I relate to all the relationships in life. Who am I? Of course, remember our pivotal piece of information is that we have in us the spirit of our Creator. He breathed into us His own spirit, and I became a living soul. Now that spirit has been put into me and is there in embryo. That means it's like a little teeny seed or an egg or something small that is going to grow and expand and become exactly who I was intended to be. So, how do we go there? We have to look at our relationships with each entity that we have to relate to, impact, influence, or those who impact us and influence us, right? And of course, you know my little hierarchy, my relationship hierarchy. It's called God first, then your family, then your purpose, then your spiritual family, then your community, then your nation, and then your world. Your world, it is 7 different areas to relate to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've written this so many times, but guess what? One of the things that I find that helps me a lot to stay on track personally is that I write it down over and over and over. I don't say, I wrote this already. If I need to write it every day, I get up and I write it every day. Because guess what? You know what is our major problem? We forget. Forget. And as a result, we think that we have it packed because we did it yesterday. And guess what? Now is the accepted time. We think that just won't have to do with when you must go up to the altar and I'm going to pressure you to come up and make a decision. This is, you know why he says I am the I am? Because he's at present and everything that happens must happen in the present. Because if it don't happen in the present, then what is going to happen? You're going to feel that, okay, yesterday can do for today. Can't work. Cannot work. You've got to get fresh manna every day. You remember what happened when the children of Israel were going through the desert? Any day them pick up for 2 days. Dog eat them supper. Literally. Because the next day it pink. It rotten. And that is how it is for us. We can never think that tomorrow we can do what should be done today. Yesterday can't work, tomorrow can't work. Every day we must get fresh manna. And so I would want to encourage you guys to just every morning, the first minute or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 15, doesn't matter how long you stay. It is that you stay until you get all the information, all the resources, all the direction that you need for that day. So that you can go into these relationships and go through the process successfully. First relationship is the one with God, your creator. And so every morning, I don't care whether you're saint or a sinner, you're in a prison or anything, just hang in there every morning and say, Creator, are you met me? No, tell me how I must deal with today. Get me bolstered up for those challenges that I'm going to face me today. You know, just have that parley. Get your muscles flexed and ready to move. So that you are able to successfully go through those things that are going to face you. And guess what? The Creator knows beforehand exactly what's going to face you today. And so you don't need to be anxious. You just need to get in there and spend that time until you are at total peace. And when you are at total peace, then if that takes just 5 minutes, you're good to go. You're good to go. If it's 10 minutes, you're good to go. If it's 2 hours, if you're in there, you can't get the peace. Hang in there until you get the peace. Because anyhow you come out, before you are at peace with what is going to happen for your day, then know that that day is going to be upside down. You know, I like times when I'm into that time and I'm gone an hour and a half, I still don't get the peace. You understand? Because there are so many things that I have to talk about that I have to stop and listen, right? And so I will just look at the time and say, oh my goodness, I need to be at this place at this time. And I just break it and run out. Horrors of horrors. Everything goes wrong for that day. Everything goes wrong. I remember another time I was going to this conference, right? And I had paid a long time ago $6,000 to go for the day. And this is, oh my goodness, really long ago when $6,000 was like $60,000. And they had all these overseas speakers coming down to talk about, was it TQ, So that would be a long time ago, total quality management. You know, when that was in the thing with Enzumbi, Jasha, people like that. Hi, Enzumbi. Well, I am here to tell you, I was going in, and I had a long dream the night before, where I got up and the Lord said, right. It was 3 o'clock, and I wrote until about 5 or 6, right? And it was 3 foolscap pages front and back of what I should be doing in my factory, what I should or should not be doing in the factory with the workers, because I had a big factory with a whole heap of workers. Well, as a result, my whole program was pushed forward, and I was running almost 3 hours late for this conference. They paid me $6,000 for, right? And I'm here to tell you, I was in this time closeted in my time with my Creator, and I just, every time I say I'm going to miss so-and-so the conference and I pay so much money, he said, just cool it. Cool it. I have something I want to talk to you about. And I just cool it and I sit down there. And I waded into the place after lunch. Because I went from 9 to 12. When I got there, it was lunchtime. And I got a program, went to lunch with some of my friends who were there, corporate thing. And at lunch I said, my goodness, what did I miss? And they said, oh man, is the program here? This just talk about this luxury, you missed something, it was fabulous. They said about this in the workplace, and that's in the workplace, and that's what you must do. I said, what else? And what is so-and-so said? I said, what else? The 3 hours I missed was the 3 hours that I was given all the material downloaded straight on the 3 foolscap piece of paper. Let me tell you something. You don't have to hurry out of His presence until you get peace. Now, I've spent most of the time on this first relationship because if that is not in place, all the others are dysfunctional in terms of your becoming who you were meant to be. 1, 2. The next one is, let me go through them again, just in a list, and then I'll do them individually. God first, or the Creator. 2nd, your family. 3rd, your purpose, calling, career, whatever. They are all supposed to be the same, huh? 4th is your spiritual family. So it's your church, your philosophy of life, your way of life. Those people who you have the same, aura with, people who just really link with, you have the same belief system, right? So don't get into it's not necessarily the people who are of your same religion. We're talking about a spiritual family. You have the same belief and practicing belief system with. So you can't say, well, I believe this and I believe that. If you're not practicing it, you really do not believe it. Huh? Right. So after the spiritual family comes the community, your physical community. Those who live right beside you and around you and extending out. It's like you are like a pebble dropped in a body of water, and there are concentric circles going out, and you need to relate to them in that order, right? Then after your community comes your nation. What is your responsibility towards your nation? And then what is your responsibility to the world? So we did the first one already. The second one is to your family. And there is an order. If you're not married, then your parents come before your brothers and sisters or your siblings. If you're married, then the whole thing is reversed. It is your spouse and your family, then your parents and your siblings. You got that? And make sure that you don't twist them around. Because if you twist them around, you're going to have trouble. Remember that when you choose to leave your parents' house, you have made a decision to cleave unto your spouse. And that is the only way you're going to be able to start to become one flesh. Because that is a process that takes all the years of the marriage until you get to the 21 years celebration. When we come back, I'll tell you about my book, Itch, Scratch, and Celebrate. We'll be right back after this break. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space. Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
It's reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
All right, I'm back on. All right. And so we were talking about Itch, Scratch, and Celebrate. That's a book that's going to be published in 2016. But in the meantime, we are going to be developing a movement to put all the principles in that book into practice so that when it is published, it will have several case studies on the back that will give you persons' actual experiences out of 2 years of putting into place those principles. So what is Itch, Scratch, and Celebrate about? It's about marriage and being able to celebrate your marriage after 21 years of working at it, of dealing with the itches, of dealing with the scratches, and of getting to the place where you can celebrate. And I got there early. I was married only 18 years to my husband, Earl Constantine Chung. And because we both worked so hard at making and celebrating our marriage, I just know my Creator. Oh, He's so good all the time. He gave us the experience of being able to celebrate. For the last 2 years of our marriage, we celebrated every moment of every day in His presence before my husband, who walked with God was not. He just walked right into the presence of the Lord. And so this is what God wants for us. This is His ideal. And that's what we are going to be achieving right here on Celebrate Life.me. So it's about the 7-year itch, the 14-year scratch, which is my own invention. Not really. It's an invention of life, which I have just named. And the 21-year celebration. Everybody can experience that. And guess what? Like us, you can also bring forward the 21-year celebration. Or if you have passed that year but you haven't been able to celebrate, we can fast forward it so you can celebrate it. So remember, this is a book for everyone, not just for those who are married, but for those who intend to get married or are the product of marriage or non-marriage. So it's for children, it's for adults, it's for teenagers, it's for old people. It is just a wonderful read. You'll never know what used to happen behind doors, closed doors. Wonderful. And why am I doing it? Because the Bible says, confess your sins one to another so that you can be healed. So you see all the people who are closet behind closed doors saying, I don't want anybody to know what I've been through. You don't want anybody to know what you've been through. It is the key. It is a catharsis to your whole situation. It is how you're going to get over and help others to get over. So let's get back to our relationship hierarchy. And we have already covered the first one, which was our Creator, and the second one, which is our family. We have looked at the sequence in it. If you are single, not married, then you have to do your parents, then your siblings. If you are married, then it is your spouse first, then the children, then your parents, then your siblings, in that order. And I'm telling you, this is probably the greatest area of dysfunctionality, or should I say the greatest cause of dysfunctionality, because we are not keeping that order in our relationships. So we're looking at the relationship hierarchy. That means the sequence in which they are supposed to come. That is it for the family. Then, after the family, we have our purpose. Now, in my whole time frame, I must seek first my Creator. Then secondly, the welfare of my family in the order that we just mentioned. Then the purpose. After your family, then it's your purpose. That is why your job is so important. Your career is so important. If you're at school at the time and you're studying, it's so important. That comes next before your spiritual family, your belief system, those who have the same belief system as you. You know, those people who get up from morning to night and them gone on the church door. They know business about them husband, food, how it get pan table. They know business about the children and is in the church door. Honey, you are out of order. Get back in the program. Get back in line. Your purpose only comes after your family. Your church involvement or your spiritual family or those who have the same belief system comes after your family. And then, so your purpose, what is your purpose? Why were you created? You remember what we did in that program where we said the problems that you have are very often an indication of what your purpose is. Because guess what? Anytime the enemy sees that the effect that you are going to have on the world, he threw a spanner or a monkey wrench in the wheel. You know, you ever put a monkey wrench or a spanner in a bicycle wheel? Lord have mercy. Everything that's, and you fall out, bloops, and you're gone up forward. Turn over, scrape up your knee. Who do you think put the monkey wrench in there? The enemy. He want to steal your passion. He want to kill it. He want to get all the intent that the abundance that was intended for you. He wants to get you to a place where you say, why, if I will have so much trouble to try and pursue my passion, but nah, do it. Them sort of words not in here. Not in here. And if it's not in here, you mustn't speak it. You have to speak only what your Father speaks. And do only what your Father does. And let that be the thing that is going to determine if you are going to say boo or ba every time. You must come out of here with the concept, the principle, or the exact words. Don't come out of here. You are on the wrong track. So let's get it together, right? And let's get our destinies in place, our purpose in place. And anybody who is having a problem finding their purpose, give me a call, go on my website and get the contact, send me an email, whatever it is. I will get back to you some very helpful tips on how you can get back into your purpose. I am ignoring all of the insight that you are bringing because we have 10 more minutes to go. Right, thank you very much. Okay, so that is your spiritual family, your purpose, then your spiritual family. Now these are the people who have the same belief system with, and you need to understand that you have to have these people around you, right? Because, you know, they are your best support system. Very often you do not get your best support system from your family. Because anytime you start to go on like you're great and you're destined for greatness. Jesse Dixon used to sing that song, and I used to have one of his t-shirts regarding it. Destined to win, we're destined to win. And he used to dance to that when we were in church, and the rock dancers, heal up all the rock dancers from 20 years ago. Lord have mercy, so long ago. And we used to go all over the place and do that dance. We are empowered by His word, you know, and we must win. Way back then, I have won and still have plenty more winnings to do because we are destined to win. And your support will always come, not from your family, not from your colleagues in your career and your place where you think that you have the same calling. Because guess what? The worst place to find support within your calling is your other colleagues, because they're in competition with you. So the best place to get your real support is from your spiritual family, who you have the same belief system with, who are always supportive because they feel the same way you do. And so once you get that grouping together, wherever you find them, you can go on the internet and find them, wherever you're going, you must find those people who are just supportive of you, who have learned to love you unconditionally. Whether you quarrel or you vent on them, I'm not advocating that you vent on others, right? I always feel bad when I do it. Because the only place I must vent on is my Creator. Because I understand, I'm not going to change His opinion of me, right? So, whatever you do, you must have that support system around you. That is your spiritual family, who you have the same spirit. You act the same way. Your values are the same. Your belief system is the same, right? And I'll tell you something. I want to thank so many people. My dear friend, Pastor Wesley Boynes, down there in St. Anne. I can always depend on him over the years to be a wonderful support system. And of course, God just keeps bringing more and more people into your situation so that it don't matter what you need. He brings those who have the same belief system into your environment so that you can be supported and there can be a foundation under you when you want to drop down. And we need to understand that we need the support system of our spiritual family and ignoring the producer's promise. Moving along, the next one is your community. Your community. You know, as I said before, it's terrible to live somewhere you don't know who live next door. Look, one of the things that we used to do, and when we do the show on community, we'll give you all the methodologies, but each community we went into, we had a way of engaging the whole community. We either had a block party, or we had a prayer drive, or we had a prayer walk, or we had a drop-off, or all sorts of different things we used to do to make sure that every single person in our community was contacted, impacted, and had the opportunity to interact with us. And we're talking about hundreds of people, right? So it doesn't matter how many are in your community, you must have interaction with them. And then your nation. Everything we do impacts our nation. Because when we look at statistics of what is good or what is bad or what is happening or what is not happening in every area, agriculture, economics, culture, whatever, everybody plays a part, whether by doing something or not doing something. So we all impact our nation, and the most important thing is that we must have a loyalty to our nation and a commitment to our nation. I always say, if you are breathing the air over this country that flows through this country, you better make sure that you have the welfare, the good welfare of this country at your heart, or else go somewhere else and breathe somebody else's ear. You can't drive on our road, go to our hospital, have the police protect you, have all the taxes and the systems in place that you take advantage of, live on our soil, walk on it, drive on it, and badmouth us. Go somewhere else. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you bring into this country. Whether you're Jamaican born or not, go somewhere else. Because if you are being supported by something, you must make a positive contribution. And the best positive contribution you can make is keep on your mouth and make sure what you have to say about this country are the good things. And those good things will increase. But when you talk about the bad things about our country, you give them power. That's why there's reggae.com to showcase everything that is good about this country. And that brings me to my last point, which is that is the way we can make our contribution to the whole human race. See you tomorrow on CelebrateLife.me on reggae to reggae.com. Tomorrow. That's our regular thing. And tomorrow we are going to do rule number 2 in knowing who am I.
Saw a bird flew down this morning, as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's the raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's the raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you. Oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, wee, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, yo, oh, oh. Oh my, ooh, hey. These words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, oh, oh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, oh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. Nikola Tesla in 1893. No one ever thought of putting the 2 R's of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 R's of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.